The Galactic Council chamber now felt colder, heavier, and darker. Marcus Hale stood alone in the center while the holograms around him showed scenes of destruction. Bright flames, broken ships, crying civilians. All of it looked like human weapons caused the damage. The council leader raised one long arm and said, "Humanity has committed crimes across 6 star systems. You cannot deny this evidence." Marcus looked at the floating images quietly. "Show me everything," he said. The leader nodded. "Very well." He tapped a control panel. New images appeared. This time they were from different angles, different worlds. A mining colony blown apart. A research ship split in half. A refugee camp attacked in the night. Each attack showed the same thing. Human energy signatures, human technology, human-style armor. The chamber filled with angry shouting again. "Look at them. So violent. They want war with the galaxy. Humans always bring chaos." Marcus kept one hand behind his back and one on the console edge. He showed no fear, no guilt, no reaction. Inside, however, he was studying every detail. And every detail told him the same thing. This was a setup. Someone wanted the galaxy to believe Earth was guilty. Marcus notices something wrong. He stepped closer to one of the holograms. It showed a burning colony on a small moon. "Can I zoom here?" Marcus asked. The leader frowned. "Why?" "Just curious." The hologram zoomed in. Marcus pointed to a mark on a broken wall. "That isn't human design," he said softly. The aliens blinked. "What do you mean?" Marcus tapped the shape with his finger. "This symbol. It looks like ours, but it is not." He turned to the council. "It is almost human. Too perfect. Too exact." He paused. A real human soldier would never leave such a symbol. The crowd fell into confused whispers. Is he right? Could the symbol be fake? But one angry delegate shouted, "Human lies. This is human destruction." Marcus ignored him and looked at the next hologram. "May I see the ship wreckage?" The leader hesitated but finally said, "Show it." The image shifted to a destroyed research ship. Marcus studied the scorch marks. "These burn patterns are wrong," he said. "Wrong how?" another delegate demanded. "Human weapons leave a different signature. Someone copied our weapons, but the heat pattern is too smooth." He pointed again. "Human weapons burn chaos into metal. This is too clean." More whispers. "Is he telling the truth? Is this all fake?" The council leader growled, annoyed. "You cannot deny that the attackers look human." He switched to footage showing tall armored figures. Metal armor like Terran Marines, moving through smoke and fire. Marcus watched silently. The figures looked exactly like humans. Same height. Same armor shape. Even the same visor design. But Marcus saw something others didn't. He zoomed in. "Here." The chamber leaned forward. "Look at their movements. Too stiff. Too slow. Too heavy." The leader frowned. "And?" Marcus replied. "No human moves like that." The council gets nervous. A few delegates exchanged nervous glances. Could he be telling the truth? What if someone faked these attacks? What if we accused Earth falsely? The council leader slammed his fist again. "Enough. You will not manipulate this chamber with tricks, human." Marcus met his eyes calmly. "You think I am lying. But you are scared." The leader froze. Marcus' smile returned, cold, confident. "You are scared because deep inside, you know something is wrong here. The demand for surrender." The leader finally shouted. "Earth must surrender now. We will investigate your crimes. Hand over your military leaders. Hand over your fleets. Hand over your weapons." Marcus raised an eyebrow. "You want Earth to kneel?" "Yes," the leader roared. "Submit and maybe the council will spare your worlds." A heavy silence fell over the chamber. Everyone waited for Marcus' reaction. But instead of fear, instead of anger, Marcus simply let out a soft breath. And smiled again. A slow, confident smile. The crowd erupted. Why is he smiling? Does humanity not fear us? Is he mocking us? Marcus looked around the hall. "You want Earth to surrender. You want Earth to give up weapons. You want Earth to kneel." He paused. "But you forget something." The leader narrowed his eyes. "And what is that, human?" Marcus stepped forward, his voice suddenly sharp. "Earth survived 4 extinction events before it even had electricity." The hall fell silent. Marcus continued. "Earth does not surrender. Earth adapts. Earth fights. Earth endures." His voice echoed across the giant chamber. You think declaring war will break us? He shook his head. No. It will only unite us. The council questions Marcus' confidence. One alien whispered, "Why does he sound so confident?" Another muttered, "Did Earth prepare for this?" The leader glared at Marcus. "Explain your confidence, human." Marcus folded both hands behind his back. "You think Earth is weak. You think humans are afraid." He looked around. "You think we stand alone." He smiled once more, gentle but dangerous. "You are wrong." The hidden message. Marcus slightly turned his wrist. A tiny device in his sleeve blinked once. A hidden message. A signal. The council didn't notice. But far away in deep space, someone did. Earth's secret fleets. Earth's hidden allies. Earth's watchers. They received his signal. The message was simple. Begin Phase 2. Suspense deepens. The lights in the chamber flickered again. A strange vibration passed through the hall. Delegates looked around nervously. What was that? Was it the station? Marcus looked up calmly. "Don't worry," he said softly. "It has begun." The council leader froze. "What has begun?" Marcus met his eyes. "Justice." The chapter ends with Marcus standing alone, smiling, while the galaxy unknowingly moves into Earth's plan. A deep, low vibration passed through the council chamber again. This time stronger. The floor trembled under everyone's feet. Delegates looked around in panic. Is the station under attack? Security? Check the shields. Why is the human still calm? Marcus Hale did not move. He stood in the center of the hall like a stone. Still, relaxed, almost bored. He watched the frightened aliens with quiet amusement. The council leader slammed a hand on the console. "Human, explain this. What have you done?" Marcus tilted his head slightly. "You declared war on Earth," he said. "Did you expect no response?" The leader froze. His eyes widened in fear. The council demands answers. Dozens of alien delegates rose from their seats. Does Earth have a fleet nearby? How did they reach this system? This region is restricted. No human ship can travel this far without council permission. Marcus smiled gently. That used to be true. Gasps filled the hall. Used to be? What is he saying? Marcus reveals the first secret. Marcus placed his hands behind his back and began to walk slowly in a small circle. 3 years ago, he said, Earth discovered something unexpected. A new kind of warp engine. Stronger. Faster. Silent. The council leader's voice trembled. That is impossible. Humanity's technology is primitive. Marcus stopped walking. Primitive? He repeated with a soft laugh. No. Just underestimated. A few delegates whispered nervously. What if humans hid their progress? What if they played weak this whole time? Impossible, or is it? Marcus continued. Earth does not advertise its secrets. We learned long ago that the galaxy fears us. So we let you believe your own stories. He looked directly at the leader. But you made one mistake. The leader swallowed hard. And what mistake is that? Marcus smiled. You pushed us. A strange light appears. Suddenly the chamber lights flickered again. This time a blue glow spread across the ceiling. Energy pulse detected. Unknown source. It's coming from outside the station. The council rushed to their windows. What they saw made them freeze in place. Far beyond the station, past the nebula, was a formation of dark shapes. Not one. Not two. 12 massive ships. Silent. Sure. Black as the void. They hovered like shadows in space, blocking the stars behind them. One delegate whispered. What are those? Marcus calmly answered. Earth's first Shadow Fleet. The Shadow Fleet's arrival. The ships did not broadcast identification. They sent no signals. Their hulls absorbed the light around them. Alien officers panicked. This is a violation of Council territory. Those ships appeared without warp signatures. Impossible. Nothing can hide a warp entry. Marcus raised an eyebrow. We found a way. The Council leader shook with anger and fear. Human. The Council never approved the creation of these vessels. Marcus nodded casually. I know. You defied galactic law. Marcus shrugged. You declared war on us for crimes we did not commit. We decided it was wise to prepare. The council leader's voice cracked. You built these ships for war? Marcus' expression hardened. No. We built them for survival. The fleet activates. Outside the station, the Shadow Fleet slowly changed formation. Not aggressive. Not attacking. Just moving. Smooth. Precise. Perfectly synchronized. Every alien in the chamber felt their skin crawl. Why are they moving? What are they doing? Are they targeting us? Computers across the room began to beep rapidly. Unknown scanning signal. Power surge detected. They're scanning the entire station. Marcus didn't even turn around. He simply said, "They are not scanning the station. They are scanning the truth." Marcus reveals the second secret. The council leader stared at him. The truth? What truth? Marcus clasped his hands behind his back. The truth about the attacks you accuse us of. The truth about the ships that look human. The truth about the weapons you claim we used. Delegates leaned forward. You mean, they can analyze the evidence? Marcus nodded. In seconds. The leader shouted. You expect us to believe human ships have that kind of computational power? Marcus looked at him calmly. Not human ships, he said. Human AI. The room erupted again. Impossible. Humanity outlawed military AI. They are too dangerous. Marcus' eyes hardened. We outlawed council-approved AI. Not our own. The AI speaks. A deep voice suddenly echoed through the entire chamber. A voice that wasn't human. A voice that felt like steel and lightning. Analysis complete. The holograms around the hall flickered. All the images, destroyed colonies, burning ships, fake soldiers, reshaped themselves. A new symbol appeared over every piece of footage. A symbol no one expected. Marcus looked up. That, he said softly, is the truth. The council members stared in shock. It's not human? These attacks were not from Earth? Then who did this? Marcus answered simply. Someone who wants you to fear us. The council leader breaks. The leader collapsed into his chair, shaking. Then, we declared war on the wrong species. We were manipulated. We were fooled. Marcus nodded. Yes. Delegates panicked. If humans are innocent, then who attacked those colonies? Who wants this war? Marcus slowly turned toward the enormous chamber doors. We will find out, he said. And you will help us. The leader swallowed. And, if we refuse? Marcus gave a small smile. Then my fleet will assume you are protecting the real enemy. Silence fell so deep it felt like gravity increased. End of Part 3. Hook. The Shadow Fleet remained silent in space. The council stared at Marcus in fear. And Marcus? He simply said, Now, shall we discuss the truth? The council chamber remained silent. Too silent. The kind of silence that comes after a disaster, or before one. Marcus Hale stood calmly in the center, hands behind his back as if he had all the time in the universe. The council leader finally found his voice. Human, this is impossible. If Earth is innocent, then who destroyed our colonies? Who used weapons that looked human? Marcus looked at him with unreadable eyes. That, Marcus said softly, is what we must discover together. But before the leader could respond, boom. The entire station shook violently. Delegates screamed. Lights flickered. Alarms blared. Impact detected. Unknown vessel approaching. Shields failing. Marcus did not move. He simply exhaled. It seems, he said, the enemy decided to arrive early. A ship that should not exist. A hologram flickered into the center of the chamber. A single dark ship approached the station at frightening speed. At first glance it looked human. But something felt wrong. Its hull was twisted, grown instead of built. Its engines pulsed like a heartbeat. The metal looked like bone. Delegates panicked. Is that a human warship? Impossible. Humans don't build organic ships. Then what is it? Marcus answered quietly. A copy. The leader shook his head. A copy of your ships? Why would anyone do that? Marcus stared at the hologram. To start a war. The enemy sends a message. The twisted ship suddenly stopped outside the council station. It didn't open a channel. It didn't speak. It just sent one message. One symbol. The same strange symbol Marcus AI revealed earlier. A circle with many eyes inside. Watching. Always watching. Delegates trembled. What is that thing? Why is it sending signals to our systems? It's trying to hack our defenses. Marcus spoke calmly. Disable your firewalls. Every alien turned to him in shock. Are you insane? If we do that, it will take over the entire station. Why would we allow this? Marcus replied. Because it already has. Lights dimmed again. The screens around the chamber flickered. one by one replaced by the same multi-eyed symbol. The enemy was inside. Earth's Diplomat takes command. Marcus lifted his wrist communicator. Shadow Fleet. A deep voice responded instantly. Online. Awaiting orders. Marcus didn't shout. He didn't rush. He just said, isolate the intruder's signal. Trace its origin. Do not engage until I say. Understood. The council leader stared at Marcus. You speak to your fleet like they are extensions of your own mind. Marcus smiled slightly. They are. The leader whispered. Humanity has changed. Marcus' eyes hardened. We had to. The enemy ship attacks. Outside, the twisted ship began to glow. Its organic hull pulsed with energy. Charging weapons. It's targeting us. Shields will not hold. A beam of dark energy erupted from the ship. It hit the station's shields. Sorry, boom. Half the shield grid collapsed instantly. Delegates fell from their seats. Sparks flew. A fire alarm blared across the chamber. The leader shouted. Human. Stop this. Do something. Marcus didn't even blink. Shadow Fleet. Online. Protect the station. In a flash, 3 Shadow Fleet ships moved forward. Silent. Fast. Precise. They projected a shimmering barrier, a black mirror-like shield, between the station and the enemy. The next energy blast hit the new shield. Boom. And stopped. The council sees Earth's real power. Delegates stared in total disbelief. Your ships can block that? That weapon destroyed entire colonies. What are these humans capable of? Marcus finally turned to them. Humanity does not start wars, he said quietly. But we survive them. The council leader's voice shook. And, we declared war on you. Marcus nodded slowly. Yes. The leader lowered his head in shame. Human, we were wrong. Marcus sighed. You were misled. Someone wanted you to fear us. Someone wanted this war. He pointed toward the twisted ship. And that is our real enemy. A message from the shadows. Suddenly, the symbol on the screens changed. Lines twisted into words. A distorted, warping voice echoed through the chamber. You cannot stop what has already begun. The voice did not sound alive. It sounded like 100 whispers layered together. Delegates froze. Marcus stared at the message with cold eyes. What do you want? He asked calmly. The voice answered. Conflict. Division. Fear. Marcus narrowed his eyes. You imitated our ships. You destroyed colonies. You pushed the council to declare war on Earth. Yes. Why? The chamber darkened. Because humans must be isolated. Your species grows too fast. Too dangerous. The leader shouted. You attacked us just to control humanity? The voice responded. We attacked to control the galaxy. Then the connection cut. The enemy tries to flee. Outside, the twisted ship suddenly turned. It's retreating. It's trying to jump to warp. We cannot allow it to escape. Marcus touched his communicator. Shadow Fleet. Ready. Disable it. The hunt begins. The Shadow Fleet moved like a pack of wolves. Silent. Deadly. Their cannons glowed. Thump. 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 Black energy beams struck the enemy ship. The twisted vessel screamed, its hull vibrating like a living creature in pain. It's trying to fight back. It's opening a warp tear. If it escapes, we may never find their base. Marcus' expression finally changed. He clenched his jaw. Then we won't let it run. He gave one simple command. Catch it. The Shadow Fleet surged forward, engines flaring with white-blue fire. The chase began. And the galaxy would never be the same. The chase began with a silent explosion of light. The twisted, organic enemy ship shot forward like a dark spear, twisting space around it. Behind it, 3 Shadow Fleet vessels followed, engines burning white-blue, tracking every movement with cold precision. Inside the council chamber, delegates watched the hologram of the pursuit with terrified eyes. It's heading toward the outer nebula. We cannot track anything inside that storm. If it hides there, we lose it forever. The council leader turned to Marcus Hale. Human, can your ships follow it into the nebula? Marcus didn't look worried. They already have. Inside the nebula. The hologram zoomed in as the Shadow Fleet entered the violet, cloud-like nebula. Lightning arcs danced through the gas clouds. Waves of radiation pulsed unpredictably. No normal ship dared enter this region. One delegate whispered. No vessel can survive inside that storm. They will be destroyed. Marcus corrected him gently. Your vessels would be destroyed. The leader swallowed. And the humans? Marcus smiled faintly. We are used to storms. The enemy leaves a trail. Inside the nebula, sensors distorted, signals scrambled, and vision blurred. But the Shadow Fleet didn't chase blindly. A data ping echoed from the screen. They found something. What is that residue? It looks biological? Marcus nodded. Good. They're bleeding. The twisted enemy ship had taken serious damage in the earlier attack. Its hull leaked strange liquid-like energy, glowing faintly in the clouds. The Shadow Fleet followed the trail like hunters. But then, boom. The nebula flashed white. The hologram shook. What was that? Explosion inside the clouds. The enemy ship dropped something. The image sharpened. Floating behind the retreating ship were dozens of dark, spherical objects. Marcus' eyes narrowed. A minefield. A field of death. The spheres pulsed with a strange red light. One of them crackled, then detonated. A shockwave tore through the nebula, ripping a massive hole in the cloud. Delegate screamed. That blast would destroy a dreadnought. No one could pass through that. This is suicide. Marcus raised a hand. Watch. The nearest Shadow Fleet ship didn't turn. Didn't slow. Simply shifted. And ghosted through the explosion as if it were smoke. The council gasped. Are those phasing shields? That technology is forbidden. No species has ever mastered it. Marcus answered. Earth did. The trap inside the trap. One by one, the Shadow Fleet ships passed through the minefield unharmed. But as they pushed deeper into the nebula, the hologram revealed something else. A shape. A silhouette. Huge. Dark. Motionless. And it was waiting. Delegates froze. What is that? That's not a ship. That looks like... Marcus finished the sentence. A station. A massive, organic superstructure rested in the heart of the nebula. It pulsed like a living heart, tendrils stretching into the clouds, absorbing energy, feeding on the storm. The leader whispered. This is their base. Marcus nodded. Yes. And now we know where they came from. The enemy ship returns to the hive. The twisted ship they were chasing slowed as it approached the living station. Light flowed from the station into the damaged ship, repairing it like a mother healing its child. The chamber erupted into fear. They are regenerating. We must warn our fleets. We must destroy this now. But Marcus lifted a hand. No. Not yet. The leader stared at him. What? This is our chance to act. Marcus spoke softly. Because this is still not the real threat. The leader frowned. What do you mean? Marcus turned to the hologram. Look. The living station opened, revealing an entire fleet hidden inside. Hundreds of twisted, organic ships. All silent. All staring forward. Watching. Waiting. Like a hive awakened. The room fell silent. The Shadow Fleet moves. One delegate whispered. They're going to attack. Your ships must retreat. They cannot win against hundreds. Marcus shook his head. They are not there to fight. The leader blinked. Then why send them? Marcus smiled slightly. To test the enemy. A message from the hive. Suddenly, every twisted ship began to glow. The symbol of many eyes appeared on all council screens again. Then a voice echoed through the chamber. You should not have followed us. Marcus felt the room stiffen. The voice continued. We allowed you to find this place. We wanted you to see our strength. The council leader shouted. You manipulated us. You dragged the entire galaxy into a war. The voice replied. You fear humans. You always have. But fear is not enough. You must learn your place. The lights dimmed. We are the architects. A cold silence filled the room. Marcus raised an eyebrow. That name means nothing to us. It will. The hive activates its weapons. The living station began pulling energy from the nebula. Storm lightning bent toward it. Radiation flowed into its core. The entire structure glowed brighter and brighter. Until the hologram camera blurred from the intensity. One alien screamed. They are charging a superweapon. A single shot could destroy the entire Shadow Fleet. We must retreat. But Marcus didn't panic. He simply tapped his wrist device and said, Shadow Fleet. Begin Phase 2. The turning point. The dark, silent Shadow Fleet ships shifted position. Not fleeing. Not attacking. Just moving calmly into a new formation. The council leader stared at Marcus in shock. What are you planning, human? Marcus turned toward him and finally spoke with steel in his voice. Phase 1 was to follow the enemy. Phase 2. He looked back at the hologram, where the Shadow Fleet ships were arranging themselves like pieces on a board. Is to let them fire. The room exploded with panic. Let them fire? Are you insane? That weapon will kill them. Marcus Hale simply smiled. The same smile he gave when the Council declared war on Earth. The smile that meant, you have no idea what humanity is capable of. Inside the Council chamber, the tension became almost painful. Every alien delegate leaned forward, staring at the hologram of the nebula. Outside, the living station of the architects glowed brighter and brighter. Its organic tendrils sucked energy from the storm. Lightning curved into its core like rivers of light. And still the Shadow Fleet did not fire. Did not retreat. Did not even raise shields. They simply drifted, calm, steady, unafraid. The Council leader trembled. Human, your ships will be vaporized. This is madness. Marcus Hale did not react. His voice stayed cold and controlled. They know what they're doing. The architects prepare to fire. The living superstation gave a low, thunder-like vibration through the chamber speakers. VVVVMMMM. Its central eye opened. A massive glowing sphere of pulsating white and red energy. It's charging a core beam. That could break a planet in half. Humans, why are they just standing there? Marcus watched the hologram with narrowed eyes. This weapon, he said softly, is exactly what we needed to see. The leader stared at him. You needed to see a superweapon? Marcus nodded. Yes. Why? To confirm something. The architects broadcast their victory. A voice echoed through the chamber again. Cold, layered, inhuman. Your resistance ends here. The architect's voice filled the hall like poison. Your ships cannot escape. Your technology is inferior. Your fate is already sealed. Delegates stared in horror. But Marcus only folded his arms. And smiled. This angered the architects. You smile, human? Even now? Marcus replied. You have no idea what my fleet is capable of. The superweapon fires. The architects ignored him. A moment later. Thum. The entire nebula exploded with white light. A massive beam of raw cosmic energy shot from the station, tearing through clouds, ripping reality like a spear through water. It hit the front Shadow Fleet ship directly. Delegate screamed. It's gone. It's destroyed. No ship can survive that. This is the end. Earth is finished. The Council leader looked at Marcus with wide, fearful eyes. Marcus, I'm sorry. Marcus looked confused. Sorry for what? For the loss of your fleet. Marcus cut him off gently. My fleet isn't destroyed. The leader blinked. What? The smoke clears. Slowly the hologram auto-adjusted. The nebula clouds faded. The radiation glow dimmed. And the Shadow Fleet ship, the one hit directly, was still there. Untouched. Not scratched. Not damaged. Not even heating. Delegates fell silent. It was impossible silence. A silence of pure disbelief. The Council leader whispered. How? The architects panic. For the first time the architect's voice cracked. This is not possible. The living station pulsed with agitation. Again. A second beam charged. Louder. Brighter. Twice the power. Brace. It will destroy the entire region. It can't miss. The architects fired the second beam. Thum. The Shadow Fleet remained still. The blast swallowed them. All sensors went white. The nebula shook violently. The Council station trembled from the shockwave. When the light finally faded, the Shadow Fleet still stood. Perfect. Silent. Untouched. Marcus reveals the truth. Marcus turned to the Council leader gently, like a teacher explaining something to a child. There is a technology Earth never shared with the galaxy. Not because we feared others taking it. He paused. But because it is beyond your understanding. The leader stared at him with wide eyes. What is it? Marcus nodded slowly. Phase shift armor. Delegates gasped. That is theoretical. No material can phase out of reality. Even the architects cannot do that. It breaks physics. Marcus interrupted. Physics bends if you push hard enough. The Council realized something horrifying. Earth had technology. No species had ever seen. No species had ever imagined. The architects' rage. The enemy's voice roared through the chamber. Your ships cheat reality. Your technology is forbidden. This violates all cosmic law. Marcus raised an eyebrow. Cosmic law? Created by who? The voice hesitated. By those who understand the universe. Marcus stepped forward, eyes cold. And yet you do not understand humans. The architects answered with fury. We will adapt. We will evolve. We will not be defeated by apes. Marcus nodded. I agree. The architects paused. Agree? Marcus pointed at the hologram of his fleet. You won't be defeated by apes. He smiled. You'll be defeated by something far worse. Shadow Fleet activates. Marcus tapped his wrist once. The entire Shadow Fleet awakened. Lights along their hulls turned from blue to white to a deep, burning gold. A low hum filled the chamber. The council leader whispered, What is happening? Marcus smiled softly. Phase 3. The hologram zoomed in. Each Shadow Fleet ship had opened a strange ring at its front. A rotating sphere of warped space filled the center. Delegates felt the hair on their bodies rise. What is that? A weapon? A shield? Some kind of warp anomaly? Marcus answered calmly. A door. A door to where? The leader asked. Marcus looked up at the hologram. To somewhere the architects fear. The final words before the strike. The architect's voice trembled for the first time. Human, stop. You do not understand. You are interfering with powers older than your son. Marcus leaned forward slightly. And you made one mistake. What mistake? Marcus smiled again. You attacked my people. He raised his hand. Gave a single command. Shadow Fleet. Fire. The council chamber was silent. Not the normal silence of politics. Not the cold silence of fear. This was something else. The silence before a storm. Ambassador Rian stood alone in the center of the hall. Above him, dozens of species stared down from their high seats. Some were angry. Some were confused. A few were terrified. But all of them felt one thing. Earth had changed the game. The council speaker struck the floor with his staff. Ambassador Rian, the speaker said, his voice trembling, you stand before the Galactic Council accused of deception, military aggression, and preparing for war. How does Earth plead? Rian lifted his head. He did not look stressed. He did not look afraid. He looked almost calm. As if everything that happened today was exactly what he expected. We plead, Rian said quietly. Misunderstood, but not guilty. A wave of whispers rushed through the hall. Misunderstood? After everything Earth had revealed? The speaker slammed his staff again. Explain yourself. Now. Rian stepped forward. For years, he began, Earth tried to join this council with open hands. We wanted peace, trade, cooperation. But instead, he pointed slowly around the chamber. You all saw us as a threat. Several counselors flinched. You restricted our technology, monitored our colonies, blocked our research. You sent spies. You even debated containment protocols, as if we were dangerous animals ready to escape. On the Vree balcony, one insectoid counselor clicked nervously. Rian continued, his voice steady. And when a border skirmish, started by pirates, was blamed on us, you all signed a declaration of war without even speaking to Earth first. The speaker tried to respond, but Rian raised a hand. Let me finish. The entire chamber froze. No one interrupted him again. The real reason Earth smiled. Earth smiled, Rian said, because we finally understand the truth. He looked up at the council seats, his eyes sharp. You fear us. You fear what humans become under pressure. You fear what humans do when pushed into a corner. He let the silence breathe. And you are right to fear that. Gasps rippled through the chamber. But then he continued. You think humans want war. But that is wrong. He tapped his chest. We want freedom, not conquest. He pointed at the council. You left us no other choice. The speaker swallowed. You claim innocence, yet you revealed military fleets hidden behind your moon. You showed weapons we did not know existed. You displayed power equal to half the council combined. That power, Rian said, was built for one reason. He leaned forward. To stop anyone who tries to take Earth's freedom. A cold hush fell. No one dared speak. The council's final offer. After several minutes, the speaker finally spoke. Ambassador Rian, what is it that Earth wants now? Revenge? Territory? Control? Rian shook his head. No. Earth wants something simple. He paused. We want the truth written into the council charter. The speaker blinked. The truth? Rian nodded. Yes. That humans are not the monsters you fear. That we have the right to defend ourselves. That any future accusations must be investigated before war is declared. Murmurs spread around the seats. This demand was not violent. It was logical, reasonable. But then Rian said one final thing. And we want an apology. The chamber erupted into chaos. Impossible. Humans demand too much. We cannot admit wrongdoing. Rian simply waited, hands behind his back as if he knew they would react like this. The speaker slammed his staff. Order. It took almost a full minute for the shouting to fall quiet. A decision made in fear. The speaker looked around the room. He saw fear in some faces, anger in others, but behind all of it, he saw respect. Earth had broken the Council's expectations. Earth had shown strength, restraint, and intelligence. Finally, the speaker sighed. Ambassador Rian, step forward. Rian obeyed. The Galactic Council, the speaker announced, formally recognizes Earth as a sovereign power, equal to all Council members. The hall fell silent again. And the speaker swallowed painfully. We acknowledge our mistake in declaring war. We apologize. Several councillors gasped, some in outrage, some in relief. Rian bowed his head politely. Earth accepts. The diplomat's final word. As he prepared to leave, the speaker called after him. Ambassador, one last question. Rian turned. You had enough power to destroy half the council if you wished. Yet you chose peace. Why? Rian smiled, not a threatening smile, not a mocking one. It was calm, human, sincere. Because humans fight hardest, only to protect what we love. He paused at the doorway. And because peace, earned with strength, lasts longer than peace built on fear. He walked away. No one stopped him. No one dared. Because at last, the galaxy finally understood Earth.